The third on the programme, a Class 4. This is again over the 1,200 metres. Perfect Choice heads them, dropping into Class 4 for the first time. Roman Impero first up since March with the blinkers on. Love Chunghwa behind Manful Star last time out. Lucky Kingdom, the first starter for Frankie Law, is fresh up since February. Great Top Light goes up in class, and Pearlfru and Trenderful on a mark of 40, eligible for that class drop.
Yeah, now Lucky Kingdom led a trial too, eventually finished in 5th in that trial back on the 19th of September under Matthew Chadwick. He could probably take a sit on Very Rich Man, who I think will be the leader here. I'm not sure whether there's a great deal of opposition, to be honest, either. So I'd sort of have it more good to slow as opposed to good to speed, Matt.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you as well. Here's Roman Impero. You can see he's just going on with it. He's the one on the far side. Douglas White was aboard here this morning, and it will take the mount on race day. And he's had all these gear changes. The blinkers, you can see he's working with the blinkers on here, and he'll race with them for the first time. Jungle King, he's got barrier 10, so he's going to have to work early if he does want to get on the pace. Keith Young is aboard for this one. He's a nice type, this horse. He's only had the 2 starts. Hasn't shown too much on the racetrack at this stage, so does need to improve. And Let's Go Free. He's in the purple patch of form at the moment. He's won his last 2, and he's going for his hat-trick here, and he looks ready and rearing to go as well.
Yeah, it's a pretty impressive win last time out as well. First up, wasn't it, up into Class 4 company. It's a good place to start, I should think, with that win. Also in this race, we've got a Great Top Light, and we're just talking about Sangre giving him a major chance in the previous race. He finishes 3rd here. Yeah,
so it could end up being a reasonable reference if he comes out and wins race number 2. But Let's Go Free. Francis Loy's really had him firing, hasn't he, at the end of last season and first start this season. I thought the 1,200 might be a bit sharp for him, but it certainly was not. He ran a really good race.
Yeah, there's a lot of pace early in the race. Your old mate Buddy Bundy led it up, didn't he? And so they were closing off from the back, both Sangre and Let's Go Free.
Yeah, I sort of looked at it that way as well. Don't think there's quite as much pace here.
So he's not going to get the race run to suit as well, I think, this time.
All right, look,
still think he'll run well, though.
Is shown some improvement from his first to his second starts this season, running 2nd last time out. This is behind Manful Star.
Yeah, it was a good run too from him. Another one that gets back and runs on as well. So National Willa will... I wonder if they'll just maybe try and get a little bit more handier in the run. But he did hit the line strongly. It was a good run, and Manful Star is quite a progressive horse.
Yeah, and I think Cheerful Jet's gone OK. You were on his bandwagon at the end of last season, Andrew.
Yeah, so I think he's got a major chance here. I wouldn't say I'm not be best betting him, but yeah, I think he could take, again, another step forward and possibly come out on top. I think he'll be the tip from me. He's currently, well, he's favourite in actual fact, at 340. Roman Impero, one of these horses who's fresh up here. March, it was the last time we saw him. We're having a look at him trialling here. It's quite a good one.
Yeah, he trialled pretty well, Roman Impero. Hood comes off, Shadow Rail comes off, Tongue Tie comes off, blinkers go on, so they're trying everything with him. He trialled OK in this particular race, but Barrier 11 just put me off.
Yeah, he's a very interesting horse. He's only had the 1 run down in Class 4. I do think we'll see something from him this season, but I'm not sure if it's going to be first up. He had an issue back in a hematoma back in April, so he's had a few setbacks, but blinkers on are an interesting gear change.
Yeah, all right. Roman, Love Chunghwa, then our favourite port figure for you?
No, he does. He's in the numbers, but I really like this horse, Very Rich Man. I think he can dictate from the front. He's drawn 11 and 9 his last 2 starts. Dylan Mode now jumps aboard. He's got barrier 4. I see him as the only leader. I don't think Jungle King will take him on. So if he can dictate in front, he's a very hard horse to get past. We've seen that before in some of his races. So I've got him on top to beat Let's Go Free, Love Chunghwa. And then Perfect Choice has got no form, but he's been downgraded with a good draw. So 2, 6, 4, 1, but I'm pretty keen on the 2.
I've got the same 4 numbers, slightly different order. I'm going with on top number 2, Very Rich Man as well, for the reasons Paul mentioned. I think he can find the front. Stepping up to 12 as opposed to 1,000 first up, I think is clearly better. Drawn well, claiming rider. He can find the lead, potentially dictate. Perfect Choice is the big query in the race. He gets the drop in class. He did very little in his first prep, but he did win 3 out of 4 in Brisbane, Australia before coming to Hong Kong. He's got some talent. We haven't seen it yet. We may in an easier race. Love Chunghwa and Let's Go Free are the 2 closers, but they might not get the pace they want. I thought the trio here, bank of the 2 with 1, 4, 6 and 8. I'll throw in Lucky Kingdom, the new one, as well for Frankie Law.
Snap. Same 4 numbers for me as well, but Love Chunghwa I've ended up with on top. That was the first leg of the 6-up. We'll take a short break, come back with the first leg of the Triple Trio.